Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are watching this video, it's probably because you saw the title about how I went from in debt, broke. I loaned someone a lot of money last year. Did not go well. It was a really bad decision, but it really forced me to grow a lot in a really short period of time. I set down my goals and I actually ended up closing 100 grand worth of sales in 12 weeks. My commission was around half of that, like a little bit over half of that, and it's snowballed into me closing hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. And I'm a partner in an agency. It's really worked out very well for me because I'm able to bring so much value to the table. And I'm not naturally good at sales. I wanted to be for a really long time. Even in my first job, where I was working over in private equity in London in their accounting and marketing division, I wanted to be closing deals. So I that was my first start, where I got someone a meeting, and I did that again in my next job as a business analyst. But I literally had a partner of one of those companies tell me to stop because I was never going to be good at sales. But here I am now. I'm 27, and now my job is literally business development. And the reason that I love sales is it's about relationships, about doing the right thing by people. I feel like there were different times where when I was learning, I would feel a little bit sleazy. And that's because I hadn't yet learned how to detect whether this was the right decision for people. And I also had it in my head that I wanted to close this thing, versus when I shifted my mindset to I want to find the right people and help them, that's when things really opened up to me as well. This process that I'm about to share with you is stupidly simple. It's based on the 12-week year. You can definitely go read that book, but you can also just watch this video. I'm going to summarize it for you, and I'm going to show you what I did, and then I'll also put my tracker spreadsheet down in the link below, so that way you can do the same thing. I'd love it if if you're watching this and you're in a similar position to me, if you can really make this work for you, because it changed my life. Like I said, I was in debt. So in this period of time of 12 weeks, not only did I sell 100 grand worth of things, I got my income up to a place where I was comfortable, not perfect. Now I'm very comfortable. I feel like I'm doing way better than I expected to be. I don't really want to share what that number is right now, but I'm sure I will eventually. But to a point where I'm really, really comfortable, and I feel like I can just take care of myself. I can take care of things if they happen. I felt so grateful to be in this place, and I know one of you watching this is gonna feel like how I felt a year ago, where I was so scared all the time, and I was like, how is this gonna work out? Literally, what am I doing? Because those were the feelings I had every day. I'm like, how am I gonna pay my next bill? It felt like money was just always coming randomly. It was a pretty scary and unstable time for me, and I feel like because I was in such a survival mindset, it trickled down to my other decisions. So if that's happening to you, I wouldn't feel bad about it. But we're going to talk today about how you can undo that. And really, we want to start with something called SMART goals. So this is specific, measurable, actionable, reasonable, and timely goals. And a really good way to get you to write a good SMART goal isn't for me to break down what those means. It's more just for me to show you an example of a good goal and a bad goal. So a bad goal would be something like, I want to get healthier. A good goal would be, I want to lose 10 pounds in 12 weeks. And that's something that's reasonable. It's got a time frame, but this is where my difference really made. So my goal at the time was I wanted to be making at least $5,000 a month in income, which sounds low, but I was in so much debt. I was I will just be so happy if I can cover my bills and I can breathe. I know everyone else is trying to tell you how to do 10K a month online. At the time, for me, just getting to the 5K a month mark was so huge for me. So I was really happy with that. And what I did every single week to get there, because I do work for myself, if you have a job, there's probably something that you can build in there with, I'm applying to X number of jobs a day, I'm doing X number of other things. But because I work for myself, I'll tell you what I did. So I set it up in a spreadsheet, in a tracker, which, like I said, I'll have linked below. I made sure I went to 2 networking events every week, did 3 sales calls, and did 1 free thing for an existing client every single week. And the funniest thing about this was I did not see a lot of results for 12 weeks. Little things would come here and there, but it was at week 12 and then week 13, when I stopped doing this stuff and I was taking my break, that all this money just poured in. So it was me feeling encouraged by just sticking to my inputs is really what made this a good process for me. It built self-confidence along the way. So I was like, okay, I still feel like this is going in the right direction. But, you know, by the end was when I actually saw the external results, which was really affirming. But the whole point of looking at this as well is as an experiment. So obviously if I didn't hit my goals, I would say that I should up the activity that I actually needed to be doing. But for my goals, this was very realistic and it got me exactly where I needed to go. So I'm actually repeating the process right now. You know, my income's much higher than 5K a month now. And I just took like a long break in between doing that. But now I'm back on my goals again. So this is a good refresher for me too. During the same time, so I would recommend like 2 to 3 overarching goals. This can be in any area of your life. Like for me, I just wanted to focus on getting my income up and paying my debt down. Those are like the 2 things I was concerned about, but you can also do it within like your relationship, within anything. But when it came to my debt, I focused on making a certain payment monthly, and I just broke that down and counted that as one. I made sure that I was tracking my bank account balances and my credit card balances every single day. It is so surprising how much of a difference that made. That literally brought my total debt down to, I think it was like $6,000 or $7,000, which was huge for me. Just tracking my bank account every day, I think really helped me do that, and staying accountable each week. And then the last thing was that I tried to sell something. So the good thing about my goals was they were kind of intertwined. Like one did help the other. But, I tried to sell something each day. So that is kind of how I did that. And I think probably the best way for me to show you what this actually looks like in practice is to pull up a spreadsheet. You know what? I'm going to do one better. I am going to put my email in the link in the description for a week for those of you watching this video. Actually, I'll leave it up for a month. And I will do 15-minute slots for anyone who wants to know how to do this. I might combine some of you do group calls depending on how many people want to do this, but I'm also happy to do one-on-one just for the first few people who trickle in. So if you want to go through a spreadsheet and we can customize your own, I'll do a free 15-minute call with anyone who emails me down below and says the word 12 weeks.